squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So I have 25x squared plus 60x plus 36. Okay, then next one is a minus b. So we have a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, it's always plus b squared. So 49x squared minus 14x plus 1. Okay, e. So e is a bit long. So 4b squared plus 8b plus 20b plus 40 minus, okay, everything needs to be in the bracket. 3b squared minus 5b minus 21b plus 35. That's 4b squared plus 28b plus 40 minus 3b squared. Okay, that's a minus 26b. So it's a plus 26b minus 35. So you have b squared, those two, b squared, those two, and then 28b plus 26b is 54b. And then 40 minus 35, you have plus 5. Okay, so it's b squared plus 54b plus 5. Okay, next one. Okay, next one, if I can do those two together. Okay, 3x minus 3 and x plus 3. And then I go x minus 4. So it's a minus b times a plus b. I can have x squared minus 3 squared. So it's x squared minus 9. It can be easier. Okay, it can be easier. And x minus 4. So I will have x cubed minus 9x minus 4x squared plus 36. Okay, better write that into the decreasing power order. So I will swap the middle two terms to get cube, square, x, and then constant. Well, you can leave your answer in the second line. There's nothing wrong there. Just like it makes you feel better. Okay, it's more clear for you to write the terms in order. Okay, for the last one, okay, x plus 4x minus question mark equals 2x squared minus 4x minus 32. Okay, you can definitely say that's an 8. Okay, it's 8 for sure. It can't be any other number because this number times this number will give you the constant. Okay, only those two numbers times together will give you the constant. So the constant is negative 32. You have 4 there, 4 must times with negative 8 to get negative 32. So you must have an 8 for the question mark. Or if you can't see it, let's say 4x plus 4 and x minus, let's say a. Question mark is a. So you have x squared plus 4x minus ax minus 4a. And you have x squared plus 4 minus ax minus 4a. So minus 4a will equals to minus 32. 4 minus a needs to be minus 4. Okay, both of this equation will give you 8. Okay, both of this equation will give you 8. A is 8. So your question mark will be 8. Okay, that's for expansion. Okay, factorizing. Okay, factorizing expressions. So we try to factorize. Okay, there are 3 ways for us to do simple factorize. So first one is common factor. The first thing you want to see is always common factor. Okay, you always try to find if there's any common factor, we take the common factor out. That's always your first step. For the second step, you see whether there's any difference of perfect square, a squared minus b squared, or if I can make it into a squared minus b squared form. Well, I have x squared minus a constant, that must be x squared minus a squared form, because the constant can be written in the square root of that constant and then squared form. So we're trying to make, the question won't be that straightforward, always like need you to set up the correct form. So I need a squared minus b squared form. And the number 3 is grouping. When there are 4 terms, okay, when there are 4 terms, in your question, you will think about whether I should use grouping method or not. Okay, so 2 term, well, like first we check whether there's any common factor. Second, if you have 2 terms, you think about difference of perfect square. And number 3, have 4 terms, you will think about, oh, can I do grouping? Okay, so have a look here. So I can see that's a 2 term, and I have some squared, and I have the minus sign here. So I can say that's x plus 3 squared minus 2 squared. That gives me x plus 3 plus 2, x plus 3 minus 2. And I have x plus 5 and x plus 1. Okay. Or if you expand and then factorize, that will be the same. Okay, if you expand and then factorize, that will be the same. For the next one, okay, it's already somehow a square minus b square form. But like, look at this thing. 25 is not being squared. Okay, it's not squared for 25. So what I will have will be 3x minus 5y squared plus 5y squared. The whole b needs to be squared. Okay, 5y squared. So it's 3x minus 5y plus 5y and 3x minus 5y minus 5y. That gives me 3x by itself and then 3x minus 10y. Okay, 3x times 3x minus 10y. Or similarly, you can expand and you have similar answers. Okay, you can expand and you have similar answers. Any questions? Okay, that's B. For C, basically 2 terms and, well, you have x and y and z. You can't really go in a square minus b square. You don't want to have square root x, square root y. Therefore, we're looking for common factors. Okay, in both one we have 2. Both one we have x and we have y. So what has been left for the first one? Okay, I have taken 2 out, I have taken x out, we're left with x and z. And minus 2. Okay, 2xy, 4xy left with 2. So it's xz minus 2. So take common factors. Okay, take common factors. Okay, for D. For D is the same. Common factors, they look pretty much the same. Minus 12mn will be the common factor. Okay, you have 1n, 2n. You have 1m, 2n. So will be 12mn. Therefore, you have m in this one plus n in this one. Okay, plus n in this one. Because when you expand, okay, think about when you expand, you have minus 12mn squared. Okay, so those two will be taking common factors. Okay, for this one, can see you have x minus 6 and you have x minus 6. Therefore, x minus 6 must be a common factor. Okay, and the thing is, some of you just say that's a 0, okay, nothing left, or directly ignore that, say you have a minus x. Okay, don't forget you have a 1 left in the first term. Because x minus 6 divided by x minus 6, you left with 1. So you have 1 minus x here. Okay, 1 minus x here. So that is 1 times x minus 6 minus x times x minus 6. You take x minus 6 out, you have 1 minus x. Or say you can expand and then factorize. Okay, 3a squared minus b squared. Okay, 2 term, and you think will be a squared minus b squared form. But first, you think whether there's any common factors. And yes, there is common factor 3. So it's a squared minus 100b squared. And that's a squared minus 10b squared. So that's 3a plus 10b, a minus 10b. Okay, a plus 10b and a minus 10b. So that is the simplified, like simplest form. Okay, simplest form. You will take the common factor out and then use any formulas you can. x squared minus 45, that will be easy. X squared minus any constant will be square root 45 and then square it. Then I have create out the a squared minus b squared form. And what is square root 45? That's 9, 5 times 9, so 3 root 5 and squared. Therefore, we have x plus 3 root 5, x minus 3 root 5. Okay, next one. Something squared minus a constant. Well, I can make it into x plus 1 squared minus square root 19 squared. That is x plus 1 plus square root 19, x plus 1 minus square root 19. They are quite similar. Okay, 4 terms. Okay, we can see 4 terms. And I can take grouping. Okay, I can just choose any two to group. So I take x and go x plus 3. And I can see a minus 4a inside, and I have x plus 3. And then I have x plus 3 in both terms, and have x minus 4a. Next one is the one like got most problems. Well, when they change the order, you can't see it. Actually, it will be 13x squared minus 7. I just swap them. Okay, some square minus something. I want something minus something. Then I want the whole thing get squared. So square root 13x squared minus square root 7 squared. And I have square root 13x plus 7 and square root 13x minus square root 7. Okay, I have one concern. Okay, it's not like really a concern. It's just like something I realized when I mark your paper. Say there are some questions ask you to like factorize. Okay, just give your expression and ask you to factorize. Let's take an example. Let's say, for example, this example E. Okay, this question was like that and ask you to factorize. Not only you, it's all my, like some of my year 12 students still doing that. And after they do the step, which is perfect already, and the next line they write x equals to 6 and x equals to 1. Okay, they assume that is an equal 0. That is an equal 0. And I'm trying to solve. Make sure you understand solving and simplify is not the same thing. Okay, they're not the same thing. Do not solve for me. Why? What you solving for? Okay, what you solving for? Why x equals to 6, x equals to 1 in this case? It's not equal to anything. This is an expression. It's not an equation. Only equation can be solved. Okay, expression cannot be solved. So that's the correct answer already. I have simplified that. I have factorized that. That is like final answer. Okay, do not have the last line. Okay, you are not solving for anything. So do not have that. Well, I know you may understand it, and when you do the test, you just, okay, factorized form, and always factorized form is non-factor law, solving for 0, x is 6, x is 1, done. Okay, make sure you do not do that. Okay, I see my year 12 students doing that, and they lose mark on their SAC, which is quite sad. Okay, so K. Okay, for K, 4 terms, you will think about grouping. Okay, you will think about grouping, but those 2 terms has nothing can be grouped, and those 2 terms have nothing to be grouped. So I need to change the order a little bit. So I can go for that plus 5x minus 10, like this. I can take x out, that's a minus 2, plus a 5 out, that's x minus, I take a out, and that's x minus 2. Take 5 out, I have x minus 2. So x minus 2, a plus 5. Okay, x minus 2, a plus 5. Okay, next one. Next one first, check both terms. Is there any common factors? And yes, there is common factor 3. So x minus 1 squared minus 7. So 7 can be written into square root 7 squared, that form. And you have a squared minus b squared. So it's a plus b and a minus b. A plus b and a minus b. You must take the 3 out first and then trying to factorize. Okay, trying to factorize. Okay, that's for the simple factorized question. Okay, simple factorized question. You only use common factors as difference of perfect squares and grouping method. Okay, the next page will be factorized quadratics. Okay, factorized quadratics use trinomials of the form x squared plus bx plus c. So you only have one x squared, and I use this method called cross multiplication. So what we basically do is, if that's a 1, we just write 1 and 1 here, and we're trying to find the factor of 15. What can make 15? 1 and 15 can make 15. 3 and 5 can make 15. Minus 3 minus 5 can make 15. Minus 1 minus 15 can make a 15 times together. Okay, the factors. So I will choose a pair of factors. Okay, so 3 and 5. I can choose 1 and 15. And I will cross multiply them and add them. I want to make the middle number. Okay, I want to make the middle number. So 3 plus 5 will gives me 8. And then I will read horizontally. So x plus 3 and x plus 5. Okay, so that's how we factorize this. Okay, have a look at this one. So, well, if you can see that, that's a x minus 4 squared directly. That's a perfect square. A squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, 16 is 4 times 4. Okay, 4 and 4 give you an 8. You have minus 8 in the middle, so it's a minus 4. Or you can use like 1, 1, minus 4, minus 4. Okay, minus 4 plus minus 4. You have a minus 8, which is a tick. Then I can write x minus 4 times x minus 4. Okay, the next one, you have 2 in everything. So you will take common factor 2 first. You always think, like check whether there's any common factor or not. Okay, 14. 14 is 2 and 7. Or like 1 and 14. But like one of those numbers needs to be negative because you have a negative 14. What you want to make is a negative 5. So 1, 1, negative 7 and 2. Okay, it's a negative 14. Check. Negative 7 plus 2, a negative 5, which is correct. So 2x minus 7, x plus 2. Okay, 2x minus 7, x plus 2. Okay, everyone pay attention here. Everyone pay attention here. Okay, this happens every year, and it's about 5% of the students doing this. Okay, they did that. I say that in year 9 already. Okay, that's 5% or 10% of the students doing. Okay, they divide 2 directly from the expression. Again, why you can divide it? You can't divide it. A and 2a are different. Why you can divide the 2 directly from an expression? Can't. Okay, if you have that side equals to 0, like that, yes, you can. Okay, that's alright. Because you have an equation, you can divide the 2 from both sides of the equation. That's alright. But when you have an expression, you can only take common factors. Okay, take the common factors out. What is the common factor? 2 is the common factor. You leave the 2 there. You can't just make the 2 disappear. So, if you have that, that's wrong. Okay, just pay attention here. In your next test, I don't want anyone to do this kind of mistake. Okay, I don't want to see this mistake. I really hate this mistake. Okay, it's kind of like say I can just decrease this by 2 times. It's basically tell me that. Okay, that's 2 lots of that, and now you tell me it's just 1 loss of that. You directly lose half of your like thing. Okay, make sure you not do this. Okay, next one. X squared plus 5x minus 6. Minus 6. Okay, 6 can be 2 and 3. 1 and 6. One of that needs to be negative. One of that needs to be negative. So I can have a positive 6 and minus 1. That gives me 6 minus 1 equals to 5. You may say, oh, 2 and 3 can give me a 5 as well. Why I can't do that? Because you need negative 2, 3 or negative 3, 2. But they can't make a 5 for you. They can either make a 1 or negative 1 for you. So you want a 5. So that will be 6 and minus 1 case. So that gives you x plus 6 and x minus 1. Okay, next one. A minus 12. Well, 2 and 4 will give you a 12. 2 and 6 will give you a 12. There, and also 2 and 6 will give you a 4. So 1, 1, you want a 6 and you want a 2. But you want a negative 4, therefore you want a negative 6. So negative 6 plus 2 gives me negative 4, which is correct. And x minus 6, x plus 2. Okay, next one. I can see a minus 7 in every term, but do not just divide the 7. So you have that. Well, 1, 1, 1, 6 will give me 7, but I need a minus 1 and a minus 6 because I need a negative 7. So therefore you want minus 7, x minus 1 and x minus 6. Okay, last one. If you can see, that's x minus 10 squared, perfect squared, x minus 10 squared. Okay, for these questions. Okay, factorize and simplify. So I won't expand first. Okay, I will keep like in this form. And okay, what I can have? 96. Okay, 96. Well, let's say 96 divided by 6. I have 16. Okay, so I have 12 and 8. Okay, I can have 12 and 8 will give me negative 6. So 1, 1, 12 and minus 8. 12 minus 8 is 4. So 12 minus 8 gives me 4. So this will be the correct expression. So x plus 12, x minus 8. And I can divide both top and bottom. We have that. Oh, I see again your exam. Someone trying to do, like, say we have x plus 4 minus 1 and we have, or I can't remember what exactly is that. So let's say x plus 4 minus 2 or something like that. Or x minus 8, let's say that. And then someone trying to do, oh, that's 1, that's 1. Well, that's not working. Okay, that's not working. You can only cancel the values or simplify the values when you have the factorized form. And it's only the common factor can be cancelled from each other. Okay, when you have minus, minus here, you can't do that. Okay, you can't do that. Okay, so that's some really bad mistake. Make sure, because that shows you not understanding the calculation rules. Okay, make sure you not do this anymore. Okay, next one. Well, next one, on the top, I will have x minus 3 and x plus 2. X minus 3 and x plus 2. Bottom, I have x plus 4 and x minus 3. Times x squared minus 1 is x plus 1 and x minus 1. 1 can be treated as 1 squared. And x plus 1 and x plus 4 give me a positive 5. Minus 3 plus 1 and plus 4 plus 4. What has been left is x plus 2 on the top and x minus 1 and the bottom. And do not do this, okay? Do not do this. You can't just cross out the x, okay? So you need to leave the x there. So x plus 2 and x minus 1. Okay, for C, you have x plus 2 over. Okay, what we have here is x minus 1 squared. And minus, that is x plus 4 and x minus 1. And you have x plus 3 on the top. Okay, what's the common denominator? Common denominator will be x minus 1 times x plus 4. So you times x plus 4 on top and bottom. And you time x minus 1 on this one. Okay, so that's what you should do. You will have, okay, expand that, x squared plus 6x plus 8. Minus, they should be in the bracket. Okay, they should be in the bracket. X squared plus 2x minus 3. Divide by x minus 1 squared, x plus 4. That is x squared and x squared just gone, and 6x minus 2x, we have 4x. 8 minus negative 3 is plus 11. Okay, 4x plus 11 over x minus 1 squared times x plus 4. Which one you want to look closer? This one? Okay. Next one. Factorizing quadratic trinomials of the form. You have some number a in front of the x squared. You have more than one x squared. Okay, you have more than one x squared. And I want to factorize, find the factor of the 6 and find the factor of the 10. And I'm trying to rearrange them and to make the cross multiplication give you the middle number. Okay, give you the middle number. Okay, for example, let's look at the first one. 3 and 3. So I have 1 and 3 and I have 3 and 1. 9 plus 1 will give me 10. So for this one, I have x plus 3 and 3x plus 1. X plus 3 and 3x plus 1. Okay, for this one, negative 15, I can have negative 3 and 5. And 6, well, I can have 2 and 3. I need a negative 1 in the middle. So I can have 3 here, 2 here. That gives me 9. Okay, that gives me negative 9. That gives me positive 10. I need a negative 1, so I need this negative sign to be here. So that gives me negative 10 plus 9 gives me negative 1. Therefore, I will have 3x plus 2 minus 5x plus 3. Well, like it's all by experience. You can see what the combination should be. If you can't, you just take a long time to try it. Okay, after you try a couple of questions, you can see what's the easy way to do it. It normally will be the middle two number. Okay, 15 you won't use 1. 15 you use the 3 and 5. Okay, next one. 21 and negative 8. You want the 22. Well, I will go 3 and 7. I'm not 100% sure with that, so I'll go 3 and 7. And for 8, maybe 4 and 2. Let's see what will happen if I put 4 here, 2 here. So you have a 28, you have a 6. Well, it can make a 22. I need a positive 22. I need a negative sign here. So that will become a negative 2. Okay, 28 minus 6 will give me 22. So that equals to 3x plus 4 and 7x minus 2. Okay, next one. Well, still, next one, can you see there's a 5 as common factors for all of them? I will take a 5 out. So 4x squared minus 5x plus 1, you have that. And then you have 1, 4 minus 1 gives me minus 4 minus 1 gives me minus 5. And that is 5, 4x minus 1 times x minus 1. Okay, next one, 90, 90, and 100. I can take 10 out first. So 9x squared plus 9x minus 10. Okay, I need a 9 in the middle. And have 10 here. Well, let's try. 90, 90, and 10. Let's say 3 and 3. Whether 3 and 3 will work. 10, 2 and 5. Okay, you have a 6, have a 15. It can make a 9 for me, but I need a positive 9, so I need a negative 6. So negative 6 plus 15 give me a positive 9. So therefore, this 2 will be negative. So that will be 10, 3x minus 2, and 3x plus 5. Okay, last one. 40 and negative 6. I want a negative 1. So 40, I'll try two close numbers, 5 and 8. 6. 6 have 2 and 3. Well, I'll put 2 here, 3 here. I want to make a 16 and a 15. The difference is 1. Okay, I need a negative 1, so I need a negative 16. So I need a negative 2. So it is 5x minus 2 and 8x plus 3. Okay, factorize and simplify the following. Okay, have the top. Okay, the bottom is easy. The bottom will have 4x plus 5 and 4x minus 5. Right, 4x plus 5 and 4x minus 5. Because that's 4x squared, 5 squared. So 4x plus 5, 4x minus 5. On the top, we have 8 and negative 15. Well, 8 will be very likely to be 2 and 4. 15 very likely will be 3 and 5. Just where is 3, where is 5? I think if that's 3, that's a 12. That's a 5. That will give me 12 and 10, which can make a 2. I need a negative 2, so I need a negative 12. I need a negative 3. So it's going backwards. So it's 4x plus 5 and 2x minus 3. That's 2x minus 3 over 4x minus 5. Okay, for B. Okay, for the first one, okay, for the first top one, I can take a common factor of 25 and have 4x squared minus, well, what I will have here, 25, 9, yeah, I can have a 9 here, minus 9. Here, 25 times 9, 225. Okay. And for the bottom, yep. Yeah, it's 15 squared. You can go 10x squared plus minus 15 squared. But like you have common factors, it's better to take a common factor because that's the simplest form. Okay, but like nothing wrong if you do that way. Well, 2x squared and a minus 6, I want to make x. So 1 and 2. Then I have 2 and 3. 4 and 3 will give me a minus 1. I need a minus 1, so minus 4 here. So minus 2 here. So what I will have is x minus 2 and 2x plus 3. Okay, divide by, okay, what I have on the top, have 2 negative 35, I have 1 and 2. If I have 5 and 7, okay, if I have 5 here, 7 here, that is a 10 and 7, can only give me a 3. I don't want that. Then if I change the order, 7 and 5, that's a 14 and 5, that can give me a 9. I need a negative 9, so I need a negative 14 plus 5. So I need a negative 7. So I will have x minus 7 and 2x plus 5. Divide by, okay, x squared minus 9x plus 14 can have x minus 7 and x minus 2. That gives me a minus 9 and also a plus 14 as the constant. So I will have 25. That's 2x plus 3 and 2x minus 3 over x minus 2 and 2x plus 3 times the reciprocal. Well, I can directly cancel x minus 7 and x minus 7 times the reciprocal x minus 2 and 2x plus 5. I can also cross out that, and I can cross that. So what I've left is 25, 2x minus 3 over 2x plus 5. Okay, if you can correctly factorize that, you can cross out all the common factors, common terms. Okay, last one. Well, I can see a 3 on the top, so it's x squared minus 4. I can see a 15 here, so that's 2x plus 1. Divide by, okay, 1, 2 and negative 2. So 1, 2, 2, 1 can make a 3 for me. 4 and 1 minus 3, I need that's minus, that's a plus. So it's x minus 2 and 2x plus 1. And what we have here, that's a perfect square if you can see it. That's a 2x plus 1 squared. 4x squared plus 4x plus 1. That's a perfect squared. Well, I can have 3x plus 2 and x minus 2 over 15, 2x plus 1 times, on the top, 2x plus 1, 2x plus 1. Okay, expand for x minus 2 and 2x plus 1. Okay, those 2x plus 1 can go, and I can have those 2x plus 1 just go. I have x minus 2, they go, and 1 and 15. That's 1, that's 5. So what has been left is x plus 2 over 5. X plus 2 over 5. Okay, that's the first 4 exercise. Is that 4? Yeah, first 4 exercise. So I'll just quickly go through year 9 material with you. Just make sure you can do every single question on this notes, and we'll move on to the next exercise tomorrow. Okay, we'll move on to the next exercise tomorrow.